Today we will begin with a keynote speech by Keiko Honda, adjunct professor and adjunct senior research scholar from Columbia University, School of International and Public Affairs. She will explore the challenges for the insurance sector as it reaches a crossroads. With that, over to you, Keiko-san. お願いいたします。
Good morning. It is my honor and also pleasure to speak to you today. I believe insurance industry is at a crossroads. Climate change contributed to the large wildfires in forested area of California, Canada, and Italy, among others. Climate change also increased floodings in Pakistan, India, Australia, and Japan, also Florida. The UN Environment Program Emission Gap Report 2022 said that global warming during the 21st century is estimated to be 2.8 centigrade if we keep current policies in place. So we must anticipate that a climate risk will be rising. Infectious disease such as COVID-19 caused some people to lose their lives unexpectedly and some to experience long COVID. COVID-19 also disturbed economic activities. I also have to mention cybersecurity, which is now a major theme of boardroom discussion in many companies. I was the CEO of the World Bank Group's insurance arm, MIGA, which cover political risks, including war, civil disturbance, expropriation by government, breach of contract by government, as well as currency conversion and transfer risk for private investor investing in global south. I see that geopolitical risks are not only increasing, but also causing unimaginable damage and human suffering in the Ukraine, Gaza, and beyond. The risks from climate change, infectious disease, war and civil disturbance, and cybersecurity have been increasing, which reminded not only insurance policyholder, but also many others of the benefit of insurance. Yes, risk increasing is a really tough thing, but also this opportunity, interesting enough, reminded many of us the benefit of insurance that all of us are working on. Insurance helps all of us, but especially those who are financially vulnerable. In other words, insurance is important from the perspective of financial inclusion. I have also heard from European insurers that decision-making criteria of certain policyholders has been changing. Some potential policyholders of the customers of certain policy now checks not only the strengths of the balance sheet, but also take into consideration of ESG issues in evaluating an asset management company's insurance company's asset management side. It is important for the policyholders that insurance company continue to exist and are capable of paying what they agreed. Policyholders no longer select an insurance company just based on the coverage and premium. So that's the change. I'm pretty sure this policyholders' decision-making change is only happening at the cutting edge, which is, I would say, Europe at this moment. But I'm pretty sure it's coming to us. Then next, let's look at the insurance company. I am very happy to read that GIMAL published in September and know that insurance industry is financially viable in macroprudential sense. But I also learned from last year's GIMAL report about the increases in insured loss from nat cat development. On top of this, changes in climate risks, infectious disease risks, and war risk have had a large impact on global capital and real estate markets, including the impact of high inflation in past brought on by governmental policy to cope with the COVID-19. So the asset management side of insurance company have also been affected. Some insurance companies are also member of the Net Zero Insurance Alliance and are expected to mitigate climate risk. Consequently, some insurance company announced that they would not underwrite certain risk in California. Many insurance companies raised premium. Insurance companies, at least now, I see facing 4 issues. First, increased risk from long-standing risks such as war and conflict, as well as emerging risks such as climate change. 2, evolving capital markets. 3, changes in customer behavior. And 4, pressure to contribute to net zero emissions. It is high time for insurance companies to re-examine underwriting policies, including where to underwrite or where not to underwrite, premium levels, as well as asset management strategy. This is difficult. I have to say it as a former CEO of the insurance arm. As a matter of fact, when I was with Mega, we worked with an UK investor who was planning to build a raisin plant and a grape farm in Afghanistan. Some of you may know that Afghan raisins are incredibly tasty. And they also have a golden color, which is very different from the regular raisin. And it's very, very pretty too. So we understood that this investment would also create jobs for men and women in Afghanistan. As they also, this investment bring a tax revenue for the local government. We, however, also know that this farm and plants are located in a very risky area. Even conducting due diligence itself was risky. The team could not stay on location for more than a few hours. Of course, Mega's staff was very, very keen to support this effort. But I can say that this was very difficult to determine how much support we could promise the policyholder while we are still ensuring that Mega could continue to be financially viable. The management team had to make a very difficult decision. In the end, we decided to underwrite this risk, but not to cover the entire amount. I assume all insurance companies' staff care about their customers, clients, policyholders. Increasing risks means that your customers are suffering from increased risk or have concern about it. I am sure that you would like to support your customers, policyholders. I share the concern of insurance companies. We are living in a difficult time for insurance industry, but this also means that insurance industry can play a larger role. I understand that IAIS has been reading the discussion of what insurance companies and insurance regulators should do, including monitoring macroprudential impact from emerging risks such as climate change or evolving capital markets. So today, as now I am outsider, I am the faculty of the college, so therefore, I'd like to ask some questions. Although some were discussed yesterday, I would like to still raise a 3 questions related to the climate risks to insurance regulators and insurance company for potential further discussion today. The first question, this was not discussed yesterday much, so therefore I'd like to raise it as a first. This is regards the use of data on climate change impact. Yesterday, Julianne said that she likes insurance industry because insurance industry quantify many risks. I like insurance industry because insurance industry has best data, definitely best data, including the data on the impact of climate change, such as where risk is realized, how often such incident has happened, and how large is the damage. Asset management companies, banks, and corporations are speculating about the current and future impact from climate change, but they do not have the same level of quality of the data. How is the insurance industry planning to use this data in addition to underwriting and new insurance product development? Many can benefit if they can access to data that insurance companies have. But I am not really saying insurance industry should offer it at free. Rather, I would like to ask this question. Can the insurance industry consider offering some data in exchange of fee? Appreciate your consideration on this issue. Second question is some insurance a public goods? Many financially vulnerable people will go into poverty if they lose their house. Extreme poverty, defined by the World Bank, is people living in a day less than $2.50, which essentially covering not only the food, but housing and clothes and everything. Around 2010, 30% of the global populations are in extreme poverty. That poverty ratio went down to about 10% before COVID. But I also have to tell you, based on my experience, if people lose the house, many are going back to the poverty. So fire and flood insurance for financially vulnerable people, therefore, is a lifesaver. As the impact of climate change worsens, if many insurance companies stop underwriting such products, there is a potential for disaster. even today, there is a protection gap. Not all can afford to buy insurance. Can we have some affordable insurance for very, very basic protection from climate change risks? Is there anything that insurance regulators can do? The third question regards the consumer education and a climate change risk and how to mitigate it with insurance. Most common financial educations for the general public or the customers or the students focuses on asset management, how people can retire. But given the increasing risk, what can we do to better educate ourselves or younger generations on the benefit of the insurance in credit risk mitigation as well as other risk mitigations? Can we consider together? So again, thank you very much for having me today. Japan is my home country that I was born and raised. It is definitely my honor to have all of you. I know you have to work very hard for the discussion today, but I'm definitely hoping either tonight or tomorrow you can enjoy the beautiful Japan. This is one of the best seasons to visit in this country and visit the beauty of the nature. Thank you so much.